Thank you for this short introduction. Good afternoon, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my sincere thanks on behalf of my institute, AIT, Asian Institute of Technology, for inviting us, me and my colleague, Dr. Hans Gutmann, to be part of this important conference. And I'm very honored to be able to share some of the experiences of AIT with my distinguished colleagues. Let's see if I can operate this presentation. Okay. This is an outline of my presentation. A few words about sustainability. Then I will try to concentrate more on changing the job market, global job market, and also its implication for business, and how we can achieve a balance in meeting business needs and also meeting the planet's needs. And few discussions on companies' role in sustainability-related matters and whether companies are able to lead the way. And if we have time, also a few words about AIT's programs and initiatives and the importance of partnering to lead the way for future. Sustainable development is, of course, a holistic development. It's not only about environmental solutions or only about economic growth, but it also includes issues and dimensions related to the political pattern, the social structure, cultural issues, but even spiritual. We need a combined strategy for climate change mitigation and adaptation. Both aspects are important in different ways and needed. So we need to work in parallel both with the mitigation and adaptation aspects in order to reduce the emissions, but also in order to reduce the frequency or magnitude with which climate change events occur. Now that climate is changing, business as usual is obviously not a viable option. So we need actions in short and long term in order to be able to minimize the impact of climate change, but also in order to reduce the future effects of climate change-related phenomenon. And one important part is, of course, the immediate need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It's important to reduce GHG emissions in order to stabilize the climate global emissions, which probably will peak in the next decade and decline to roughly 80% by the year 2050. In case we intend to stabilize the climate global emissions. We need to take actions now. So what are the key issues? We have two major challenges for 21st century. I mentioned about mitigation and adaptation to climate change, but as also some of the previous speakers mentioned, we need also to think of employability-related issues, how to create livelihood for communities, and how to fight against poverty, especially in the light of rapid population growth in the world. And of course, both these aspects or these challenges are also closely linked and cannot be treated or addressed separately. And from my point of view, green jobs are a key to both these challenges. This is one of the conclusions from a recent report. So let's take a look at the green jobs within environmental sector and beyond. Of course, we should remember that green jobs are not limited only to the greening of energy or infrastructure or agriculture, buildings, transportation, waste management, these areas only, but we have also lots of potential for green jobs in service industries like banking, finance, sustainable business management, corporate social responsibility, and also biodiversity management, carbon and energy auditing, etc. We have lots of green job potential also within research and development in educational institutions, research institutions, and also in corporate sector. This is from a 2008 report. It is UNEP, International Labour Organization, International Employers Organization, International Trade Union Confederation Green Job Initiative report, Green Jobs Towards Decent Work in a Sustainable Low-Carbon World. And the key message from the report is employment that actually contributes to reducing our collective carbon footprint offers business and workers a tangible stake in the green economy. And it is seen as a key driver in the low-carbon economy. So it's obvious that the world job market will be under a tremendous transition, and this is some of the conclusions or points in the recent UNEP report, United Nations Environmental Programme report from 2009. That job market will be affected at least in 4 different ways. We will see new jobs to be created. Certain jobs will be totally eliminated. Some employment will be substituted, and many jobs will be redefined. And here we have a huge and tremendous challenge for many institutions, educational institutions, how to prepare future graduates for future job market. But as I mentioned, we have to also address issues related to employability or unemployability. We have 100 million unemployed in Asia and the Pacific, this data from 2009. In terms of world working population growth, we expect from 4.5 to 5.2 billion in 2020, additional 300 million in Asia and the Pacific. And there is a projected green jobs in the next 2 decades, mainly in the renewable energy sector. And you can see the huge potential for growth for a number of jobs in different sectors, in organic agriculture, and in China, for instance, a growing market for sustainability professionals, and also green jobs across all areas of business. This table shows major opportunities, future job opportunities, and we can see that more green jobs are possible in all parts of the world, in many sectors: energy, industry, transportation, buildings, and agriculture. This is also from a UNEP report from 2008. If you look at the renewable energy, where we see the greatest potential for green jobs, this is a collection of data from 7 countries that we can see that only on renewable energy, more than 2.3 million green jobs have been created. Among them, if we look at the wind energy sector, we have employment of more than 300,000 people in these 7 countries. In solar sector, more than 170,000 employed people, and in the solar thermal part, more than 600,000, mainly in China. What are the implications, ladies and gentlemen, of a business-as-usual approach? By 2030, in that case, we have a global energy demand up by 45%, oil price of about $180 per barrel. We will have greenhouse gas emissions up 45%, and also, of course, other issues related to temperature rise, economic loss equivalent to 5 to